man was named Yahuah is righteous. Go ahead.
For then the army of the Malak of Babel was besieging Jerusalem. And Yaramyahu the Nabi was shut up in the court of the guard.
Listen what he was shut up in the court of the guards. Listen.
Which was in the beth of the Malak of Yehudah.
And it was in the beth of the, listen, it was in the beth of the Malak of Yehudah, which they call the emperor of Yehudah. Listen.
Because Siddiqiyahu, Malak of Yehudah, had shut him up, saying,
listen.
Why do you, Nabah, saying, Thus says Yahuah, Behold, I shall give this city into the yard of the Malak of Babel, and he shall take it.
You see why they locked him up? It's important to know why. Because they want to know why was he Nabah? Why was he telling the people what was coming to pass? He was telling them that Yahuah was going to take the city. He was going to put it in the hands of the Malak of Babel. That we let them know. He's going to put it in their hands. So what did they do? They didn't want to hear. So the Malak, he ordered that Yaramyahu be locked up and be arrested. See, these people don't realize, and you look in the book of Kazon, he said, behold, some of you should be cast into prison for 10 days. It ain't because you're selling drugs or you're a criminal. It's the fact that these people getting to a point, people don't want to hear the truth. Let me tell you what happened. Right now, for a long period of time, now things are starting to change. Now people are going to start looking. All these religions finna get checked. All of Islam, what they call Judaism, of course, you know, we Yehudi. But all the religion from Christianity to Hinduism, everybody getting checked. Everybody gonna get checked for what you're in. Nobody locking these people up for what they're doing. They already know what they're doing. People know what's right in a sense. You know what I'm saying? For the people that sit up in the echelon parts. The rest of these people, they don't know what they got going on. They have no idea what they got going on. I appreciate Yahuah. Everybody getting checked. And make no mistake, everybody not gonna be saved. See, at time before, what we did in time past, we just kind of ran through a lot of writings. Not really in-depthly checking them out for what they were. You know, we kind of surface ran, but it worked for the time. But now Yahuah telling us now we got to get more in-depth. We really got to kind of understand what we're doing. Let's just see something. Listen.
And Siddiqiyahu, Malak of Yehudah, shall not escape out of the yard of the Hasidim.
You see why he locked them up? He just let them know that he's not going to escape either. He said, you're not going to get out of the hands of these people. Listen.
But he shall surely be given into the yard of the Malak of Babel.
Listen.
And he shall speak with him pa to pa, and with his shall see his
Yes. See that they're going to see each other. He said eye to eye. They're going to see each other eye to eye too. Listen.
And he shall take Siddiqiyahu to Babel, and he shall be there until I visit him, declares Yahuah. If you fight against the Hasidim, you shall not succeed.
You see what happened? Yahuah was letting us know. I want to need him to try to fight and resist it. He said, you can fight against him, but you're not going to succeed. See, that's the part we look at when you come into obedience. Even with his correction, he give you an opportunity for opportunity. You know, this correction let them know y'all going into the hands of Babel. They looking at this the worst thing ever happened. I'm going to go into captivity. I'm going to lose my place. I'm going to be taken. He said, until I come and visit you. But see, sometimes what we do when we hear correction, the first thing we do is faint for we hear the total end of it. He said, you're going to be there till I come and get you. Right there is a glimpse of hope right there. Till I come and get you. I mean, he ain't going to leave me forever. He said, I ain't going to leave you forever. He said, till I come and get you. He said, for you to fight against it, he said, it won't prevail because I just told you what's going to happen. This is what we do. When the word tells us something, for some reason we think we got this mindset that we can say something against it. We ain't fighting Yahuah. I'm just saying, I don't believe it's going to happen. It's dangerous. Because he just told them that Yahuah said he's going to take this city and that you're not going to escape. So then this is what we don't do. Why when you surrender? This is us. The Malak of Yehudah is us. We tend not to take him always at his word. It don't make no difference. We just kind of feel like, you know, it ain't fighting him. I'm just kind of just doing whatever I could do. If I just told you that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen.
Right.
That's what's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
When they came to take Yahushua, you saw how he fought back with him?
No, sir.
And he told you that he could think that he could pull out. He said, he'd give me more than 12 legions. He said, but then how can the writing be fulfilled?
That's right. That's right.
Let you know, he's not going to go against his word. It won't happen. It was already determined that he was going to be taken. So it's nothing going to change that. This is the problem we got. This is good for you and I. Because if he don't keep his word on this, why am I going to believe he's going to come back and get me?
Come on, preacher.
Which lie we going to go with?
That's right.
Believe him for this one, let that be a lie. Let that be a lie, believe this one. Which one we going to do? Yahuah said, believe me for everything.
That's right.
He let them know it wouldn't make sense for you to fight back. At that point, you fight back going to be a problem. Because you're not going to prevail. I appreciate that. You know how many times I fought back? I'm still him.
Still him.
I fought it. Years back, I fought it. I fought it. I knew the right way to go, but I didn't take it. I fought it, but Yahuah brought it right back. Let me know you're not going to prevail.
Right.
See, a lot of times people will feel like they're getting away with something. You're not getting away. It's going to work just the way he told you. I tell people how it's going to come. They won't listen. People won't listen. I keep telling you a lot of time, Yahuah talking to you through a man.
Yes, sir.
Give you an opportunity to consider your lot in. He said, and you won't prevail. Listen.
And Yaramyahu said, the debar of Yahuah came to me, saying,
What did he say?
Behold, Kanam, all the Ben of Shalom, your uncle is coming to you.
Listen what happened.
Saying, but you, saying,
Canaan and gracious. Guess who coming to see him? Gracious coming to see him. Listen.
But for yourself, buy for yourself my field, which is at Anathoth.
You hear what he told him to do? When your uncle comes to him, he gonna come to him. He want him to buy a field from him. It's at Anathoth. Listen.
For you, it is the Siddiq of redemption to buy it.
You see what he told him? He said, for you, it's right for you to buy it. Listen what happened.
Then Kanam, all my uncle's Ben, came to me in the court of the guard, according to the debar of Yahuah.
You see what he said? He said, then after that, I don't know what happened. I got lost. He said, after he told him that, guess who came? Then his uncle's son came to him in the courtyard while he was in prison. And that's what he told him.
And said to me,
what did he say to you?
Buy my field.
Buy my what?
Field.
Why?
Please, this is at Anathoth.
Why?
Which is in the land of Benjamin.
Listen.
For to you, it is the right of possession.
See, I'm trying to help these folks out. See, this is what hurt people right here. A lot of stuff we've been doing, this is what hurt us right here. Did you really have a right to do that? Okay. Trying to help y'all out.
Right.
See, when he told them, it's bigger than how we seen things. You know, it's the word of God and the word. No. This is how we live.
That's right.
This is how we move. If the word is said, then we just get away from it.
That's right.
It's just best not to do it. That man sitting in prison. He done gave order for him to wind up telling the Malak of Yahuah what's going to happen to him. Yahuah's going to take this city. Listen, this city is going into hands. It's going right in the hands of the Malak of Babel. You hear me? And you're not going to be able to resist the stop. It'd be foolish for you to fight him because he's going to take it. But now while Yaramyahu locked up in prison, here come his cousin. You know, his cousin come to tell him by their field. Y'all know what happened? Why you need to know about that? Why it's important for you? You do know that this land gonna go into captivity. He told him to buy it though.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna give him a glimmer of hope. We coming back. See, when Yahuah told him to go, he letting these people know you got to have a right of passage to possess. See, think about that. I'm sitting in prison. Yahuah said this place gonna be taken. Yet he tell me to go buy a place here. Why would I buy a place if it's gonna be taken? Because I'm bringing you back.
Right.
I'm gonna show you. They're gonna stop what I gave you. See, this is what hurt a lot of us, and I know because don't worry about it. We got them testing now. Get two of them. So then that's smooth. I liked how you did it though. Made it like with Shamel. I'm not like Shamel. I like Shamel down again. I mean, I like that though. It's smooth how he did. He just leaned down behind him and he took some of the man base off for us. He just throw it on Shamel. I love bus throwing. These folks specialize on bus throwing, but this is what we all have to consider. A lot of times, and why this works out for us, because a lot of times we see things happen. How many times do we feel like that's the end of a thing? How many times have we ran a situation we feel like that's it? Then it's not going to happen or it's not going to work. In the midst of him telling them what's going to happen that hadn't happened, he done sent his uncle son down there to let him know, by this land, you got the right of redemption to it. Why would I be buying the land? They're going to be taken captive. They're going to be given away because Yahuah going to give it back to us.
Yes, sir.
See, that's the confidence we got to have when it comes down to Yahuah's word. But again, you need a rite of passage, like just to become his people. You can't just become, I decide one day, you know what, I want to be one of the people of Elohim for us, Yahuah. They'll say God or whatever. It doesn't happen that way. You got to have a right to. You have to have a right to. You know what I'm saying? Rite of passage. Y'all got it. You just don't. We just couldn't take some of our own if something had to give us, and there had to be writings that decree it. That's how important writings are. These people got deeds to property at courthouses. These people got writings for all kind of stuff they keep. They got legal writings. They got writings when you go to the doctor office. They got all kind of writings, so it's substantiate what they're doing, giving them permission. You don't go to no doctor just to work on you, do they? They need you to sign some paperwork, don't you? You got to give them a rite of passage. They They can't just go, unless you unconscious and dying, they just move and they can't get you. Otherwise, if somebody with you say, who they need somebody to give us the right to. That's important to you. Don't we know this in regular life? So what's the purpose of these writings? You got to have a right to. You got to have a right to. Why they just go and just take off running and just go take it? Because you don't have a right, you're going to lose it. See, you trying to get the Ruach HaKodesh, you can only get it by the writings. You got to have a rite of passage. Something that decrees that you're able to obtain it. You just can't have it. It's got to be given you a certain type of way. We need the writings. Let's look what we got right quick. Say that the 7th chapter book of Yahuah right quick. 737. Yahuah. They call it John because Yahuah is gracious. No. We'll do 737, 738, what I want. 737. Come on.
And it came to pass on the last Yom, the Gadol Yom of the Cog.
See that of that feast, the great day of that feast, or the festival?
Yes, sir. Yahushua stood and called out, saying,
Nobody stood and crawled out saying,
if anyone thirst,
do what?
Let him come to me and drink.
See that? He was letting them know he was that rock. What would they know about that? Because we were told he was a stone. They had to have some type of knowledge or behavior. You just tell them, I'm just telling you, anybody thirst come to me and folks looking and saying, for what? But what if they knew about the rock with Mushah? How he smoked the rock.
That's right.
And the people drank the rock and the animals. Right. See, a lot of times we just read and just take something. You got to look at prior knowledge. What did this conversation mean that you just cried out? Who gonna come? Who gonna come to it? Who you trying to attract? Huh? I said, hey, anybody want a bill? Come see me. Who I'm trying to attract? Non-drinkers? I'm trying to attract people that drink alcohol. He just said, if any man thirst, let him come unto me. He's trying to attract a certain group of people who looking at that man, they look at him being real hard and firm, which is symbolism to a rock. That's what we knew him for, being a rock. So at that point, they're looking at what they knew. They knew water came out of a sewer, which is a rock for us. The Abari word sewer means a rock. Listen.
One who amands in me.
See that one that believes in me.
As the Captivity said.
As the writings had said. The Captivity, going back to the writings now. Come on.
From his belly shall flow Naharim of Ma'im.
See that? He said that's what's going to come from his stomach. It's going to come from his inward parts. It's going to be a continual flow. Listen.
He said this about the Ruach, that those who among in him should receive.
You see that? This is what he was saying about the Ruach by everybody that believed in him. But what happened?
Because the Ruach was not given.
He said he was saying this because if the Ruach was already given, it wouldn't make sense for him to say it. He was saying it because it hadn't been given. Because of what happened?
Before Yahushua was kabul.
See that? You got to have a rite of passage. If you walk around back then during that time trying to get the Ruach HaKodesh, you couldn't get it. You didn't have a rite of passage. That's how why is this important? Writings allowed this to happen for us. Rite of passage. People just, you know how many people have fabricated, have just put in their mind their own salvation, have created their own. Why y'all think all these religions out here? Once people feel like they can't meet the mandate, they feel like their feelings hurt, whatever, then you go create another way. Some people, I'm going to still call it Abari. I'm going to still call it Judaism. I'm going to still call it, but you create another way. Because a lot of them find where they find failure in the first way. Not in the way more than they find in themselves. Versus staying restricted to the word and coming back to measure up to the word, because the word is your rite of passage. You can't just do something because you feel like you want to do something. This is your soul.
That's right.
Everything he gave, it makes sense on how about being balanced from our diet to our dress. Everything we do, it makes sense. A lot of people, they got their church clothes, they got this way. We got a way we live continually. It's a constant way that we walk. That's how you get yourself to staying repetitive in doing the right thing versus being repetitive doing the wrong thing. How much time you got in it? It starts to show how I started realizing the time you put into something shows the care you have for it.